Hello everyone. This is my submission for my final requirement in mobile computing. Language Flashcard App, a mobile-based vocabulary learning application developed using Flutter, PHP, and MySQL. Let's begin with the demonstration. First, the application starts with the splash screen. This screen briefly displays the application branding before checking the user session. If the user is already logged in, they are automatically redirected to the home screen. Next, the user must log in to access the system. The user enters their email address and password, then clicks the Login button. The system validates the account using the PHP backend and MySQL database. Once authenticated successfully, the user is redirected to the home screen. For new users, the system also provides a registration screen, where users can create an account by entering a username, email address, and password. The information is then stored securely in the database. After logging in, the user is redirected to the home screen. The home screen displays the available languages, mastery progress, favorite shortcut, and quiz features. Each language tile shows the user's current mastery percentage, which is calculated based on the number of known flashcards. The user can select either Spanish or Filipino to begin studying vocabulary. After selecting a language, the user is redirected to the category screen. Vocabulary is organized into categories such as greetings, food, travel, daily use, school, and numbers. This helps users focus on specific topics while studying. To begin learning, the user selects a category. Once a category is selected, the user enters the flashcard learning screen. The application uses an interactive stacked flashcard system inspired by modern learning platforms. The user can tap a card to flip it and reveal the translated word and pronunciation. To track learning progress, the user swipes right if the word is already known and swipes left if the word is still being learned. When a flashcard is marked as no, the mastery percentage increases, progress is saved automatically, and data is synced with the backend database. The system also stores progress locally using shared preferences. Users may also favorite flashcards by clicking the heart icon, allowing important or difficult vocabulary words to be reviewed later. The flashcard interface includes swipe animations, flip animations, progress indicators, and responsive gesture controls, making the learning experience more interactive and engaging. After studying all flashcards, the system displays a deck complete screen, where the user can review progress, restart the deck, or continue practicing vocabulary. The application also includes a favorites feature. Users can save important or difficult vocabulary words for future review. Favorited flashcards are stored per user, synced with the backend, and accessible anytime. Users may also remove flashcards from favorites whenever needed. To further reinforce learning, the application provides an interactive quiz system. The user first selects a language and starts the quiz. The system then generates randomized vocabulary questions with multiple choice answers. After selecting an answer, the system checks correctness, displays feedback instantly, and automatically proceeds to the next question. At the end of the quiz, the user is redirected to the results screen, which displays the total score, correct answers, and performance feedback. This allows users to evaluate their vocabulary mastery. Throughout the learning process, the system continuously tracks user progress. Mastery percentages are updated automatically based on the formula: known words divided by total words multiplied by 100. This allows users to monitor their vocabulary improvement in real time. All progress data is stored both locally on the device and in the MySQL database. The system was developed using a client-server architecture. The front end was developed using Flutter, while the backend uses PHP REST APIs connected to a MySQL database. The application uses Provider for state management and shared preferences for local persistence. The backend communicates using JSON-based API requests. Language Flashcard App, an interactive mobile vocabulary learning application designed to provide interactive learning, progress tracking, and vocabulary reinforcement. The Language Flashcard App uses a Flutter frontend connected to a lightweight PHP and MySQL REST API backend. The application uses Provider for state management and shared preferences for local session and progress persistence. The application starts in main Dart, where multi-provider initializes the main providers, including auth provider, flashcard provider, progress provider, and favorites provider. The splash screen briefly displays the application branding before checking if the user is already logged in. Authentication is handled by auth provider, which manages login, registration, and session persistence using shared preferences. Once the user logs in successfully, the application stores the user information locally, so the session remains active, even after restarting the app. All API communication is centralized inside AP Service. This service handles login, registration, fetching flashcards, categories, favorites, quizzes, and saving user progress. The backend communicates using JSON-based REST APIs connected to the MySQL database. Flashcard provider is responsible for fetching categories and flashcards from the backend, while progress provider manages mastery tracking by storing known flashcard IDs. Whenever a user swipes right or left on a flashcard, the system updates the progress immediately and synchronizes the data with the backend database. The flashcard screen contains the main learning functionality of the application. It uses stacked flashcards with flip animations implemented using the flip card package. Users can tap a card to reveal the translation and pronunciation, swipe right to mark the word as known, or swipe left if still learning. The system then updates the mastery percentage automatically. Favorites provider manages favorited flashcards, allowing users to save and review important vocabulary words. The quiz system fetches randomized questions from the backend and displays quiz results after completion. To improve performance and responsiveness, progress and session data are also cached locally using shared preferences. This allows mastery percentages and login sessions to persist even after restarting the application. Overall, the system follows a client-server architecture, where Flutter handles the front-end interface, PHP manages back-end APIs, MySQL stores the database records, and provider handles application state management.